Okay, so let's start by taking it right back to the beginning. So what was life like before we started working together?
So before we started, I think I was just feeling a little bit overwhelmed with it all. One of the main things that I was worried about was the pain that I was having and whether that was something serious. Even though I'd had sort of tests to suggest that it wasn't anything to worry about. So I saw sort of obviously your advertisement and reached out to try something different.
And what was your experience like working with me?
I think the first initial meeting, you came across really approachable, friendly, you put me at ease. It was like I'd known you a long time, even just on that first meeting. It was really natural, the conversation, I'd say. It didn't feel forced. Um, I felt just really comfortable with it. It was a really good first initial meeting. I felt
Yeah,
comfortable to then sort of continue and explain things and move forward with it.
yeah. And what was it specifically that kind of built that rapport? Was there anything that kind of stood out to you?
I think because you have IBD yourself, so there's that common understanding, I think makes a
Mm,
big difference. Talking about going to the toilet, some people could find that quite embarrassing, but when you're talking about somebody who understands and has gone through it, it makes that a lot easier because you're talking to somebody with that knowledge and knows what you're going through, will know the pain, know what's going around in your head whilst you're trying to deal with it all. So I think that having had that, having you have that, I think makes a big difference in that type of coaching.
So what is life like now? What is the result you are most happy with?
I think it gave me the opportunity to sort of stop and think and take some time out. And I think one of the big things for me was when we did the to-do lists and I got a
Mm,
shock. I got a real shock about what I was actually trying to achieve in a day. I work in quite a busy job, do to-do lists for work, but I'd never really actually stopped and tried to look and see what I was trying to achieve in the hours from 5 till 9 o'clock. And I thought that there's your problem. There's your
mm,
problem. That's affecting a lot because you're trying to put a lot of pressure on yourself to do stuff that you really can't get done in that limited time. So it was just taking that step back and actually um, being given that permission, I suppose, in a sense, by talking you to stop and say, actually, it's okay. You can't do all that. You're not
mm.
Superwoman. You're not expected to get through all that. Um, and then stopping and actually working out what my priorities were. And what I really liked was about how we worked together on um, not starting the next task till the first one's done. So I've been doing that, and I've continued to do that since we've been having the coaching sessions, and that stuck with me.
So was my approach what you was expecting?
I didn't have any expectations, if I'm totally honest. I'd never done any form of coaching, so I came into it completely, open-minded. I'm very much let's give anything a go if it's going to help. Let's give it a go. And I came in with that open mind. It's hard to say whether your expectations met, but I think as we went along, I started to expect more. So I think
Mm,
absolutely as we went along the journey, my expectations were met. The conversations were easy. You made good suggestions, and I think what I came away was that I knew the answers myself, and that's what I came away with. That it was having that conversation, and you just helped me realize that there was things that I could be doing to help
mm.
myself.
Pretty much you've just summed up what coaching is in a few sentences. So, I mean, most people when they come to work with me, they expect me to just throw in loads of diet advice and stuff like that. But what
Yeah.
you've touched on there is the most transformative parts of your course was when we introduced the to-do list.
Yeah.
And yeah, just by slowing everything down and just taking the time to actually realize what's important and just formatting that list,
Mhm.
then yeah, it's just kind of give you that time to take the breather and
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
figure out what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to anyone that's thinking about working with me?
I'd say give it a go. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. I'm very much, for wanting to give anything a go. From an IBD perspective, you're given a diagnosis and there's not a lot of support there. And I think the more that you educate yourself and communicate with others and you reach out to people like yourself and fitness and so forth, you can really help your journey. So I would say, give yourself a go. You're a lovely gentleman, very approachable. I couldn't have asked for any more in the short time that we've done the coaching sessions. I've come away with some great tools and techniques, and they've become a habit, they're becoming part of what I'm doing. And I'm grateful that we had that opportunity to meet and have those coaching sessions.
Well, it was an absolute pleasure working with you, Vicky, and thank you for your feedback. Wish you all the best.
No problem. Thanks very much, Chris.